Hi guys, welcome to Math Night. I hope you guys are super excited to get your math pack that you guys are going to be able to use at home. I'm Miss Cord, and Miss Anderson today has your fun and exciting things that you guys are going to be using at home, which are some really fun math games, okay? So please watch Miss Anderson so we can see how we are going to use them.
Okay, guys, the first thing in your bag, you are going to get a book that says My Numbers Through 10 is a journal. And we've been talking about numbers through 10. So your pages will look like this. So for 0, you would practice tracing, then write the 0. Then you're going to circle all the words that say 0. And then you're going to circle all of the numbers for 0. And you'll do this all the way for 0 through 10. Some of them are a little different. So here you're going to show tally marks, ways to get to. You'll have dice, show what it looks like on a die like this. And then color in circles for tens frames. So what would it look like on a tens frame? You would have 1, 2 dots on your tens frame like we do in math. Okay. All right. Another activity that you'll have these cards. There's a bunch of cards here. One card is 1 through 20. So you have to find the missing number.
Ooh.
So here it starts at 4. So 4, 5, what would go here?
Good.
So I would use my dry erase marker to write the number 6. And I would keep counting all the way till I get to 20.
This is a good activity to practice counting on. So finding a number and then counting on. So we can always start by just starting at 4, but instead maybe have them find 10 and then count on from 10, or have them count on and figure out where they need to go after that instead of always starting at the top.
That's right, because this one would start at, there's 15, what comes before 15, and we count till 20. There's a couple others on here. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. I'll go through them quickly. So comparing lengths. So looking at which one is longer, which one is shorter. Spin and cover. So just like we did the other day in class when we used, hold on, let me grab one. A paper clip and a pencil. Put the paper clip on there and it shows you how to do that right there. You're going to spin. When you spin, you're going to look for that number. So you need to find the picture. So if I spin and I land on 14, I need to find the picture that shows 14. Okay. The back of this one has a graph. And again, you can use your dry erase marker to fill in. So again, you'll make a spinner. You'll spin whatever shape you land on, you're going to fill in that square. So if I spin and I land on a trapezoid, I would fill in the first square for a trapezoid. And I could spin that 10 times to see which one I would spin the most. This one is comparing numbers. So it says count the number of objects and draw your own object in the open space to show a quantity that is greater or a quantity that is less. So remember, greater is more, less is lower than what you started with. And you can use your dry erase marker on there. This one is a shape hunt. So you're going to look around your house and find things that have a square, a circle, a triangle, or a rectangle, and you can draw them in there. For example, you might have a cereal box. Cereal box would be a rectangle, and you can draw that cereal box in there. Okay. All right. Our last object, or last game, I should say, is called Monster Math Splash. Now, this game might be a little hard for you guys right now because we have not started addition. So this might be a game you want to save for later. So you're going to get 4 game boards. Here's 4 game boards, so you can play with up to 4 people. you will have 2 spinners, one, oops, upside down, sorry. One for the sliding board and one for the diving board. So and then you're going to have, sorry, little monsters. You need your monsters to go in the center. So each player will spin the spinner. So you'll spin this spinner and you land on 2. So I would take 2 monsters and put them over top of my slide. And then I'm going to spin and I land on 5. I'm going to take 5 monsters and put that over my diving board. And then they're all going to go into the pool and I'm going to add them up. Once I've done that, I'm going to write on my paper 2 plus 5 and add it up. So 2 plus 5 would give me 7. And then each player would take their own turn. And at the end, you're going to see who has the most monsters all together. So you'll add all of your sums up to get your answer on how many monsters. So whoever has the most monsters would be the winner.
And that is definitely, going back to what Miss Anderson said, something that I would not if you think that your child can do that, great, do it. But if they're having a hard time doing that, don't worry about the addition and subtraction. I mean, the addition and the adding up piece. Just have them put them on together and then just have them dive into the board and count how many there are. So don't worry about recording the addition problem. You can just play that game. Don't even put the word addition with it. We've been working on taking some and taking some more and how many do you have all together. So they can just dive into the pool and you can say how many monsters are in the pool and they can count 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 and use that 1 to 1 recognition to tell you how many. Okay, so don't stress about the actual recording sheet until we have actually introduced. If they're ready for that, go for it if they understand it. But I have a feeling that most are not going to understand that right now. So just really worry about adding and figuring out how many you have all together.
Okay, the last thing in the box is a tug of war game for addition. So just like you would play with cards, where you flip over 2 cards, and whichever one is the highest, this one just has addition problems on it. So you would have to add them up and whoever had the highest sum would get the cards. So they'd have to answer this really quickly too. Okay.
So once again, they might not be ready for that, but if they are, go for it.
And it's a 10.
You can just play regular war. You can play, take a deck of cards and just play regular war and figure out, you can play greater than war. So whoever has the greater number, they take it. They get that match. If they have less, if you can play less than war. So whoever has the least number wins the round. So you can play it either way.
And in your packet is an instructional guide that does give you directions and ideas for all of the activities. And there is a direction sheet for the game, for the Monster Math Splash game. But that's it that's in our packet. But we did have some other ideas to use decks of cards. We do decks of cards in class, so there's lots of things you can do with that. And I'll let Miss Cord talk about that part.
Okay, so if you have a deck of cards at home, like I said, you can play regular war. So you can play just regular war with greater than or less than. You can also play Go Fish. So that is awesome on number recognition and also counting up how many pairs they've made. So once you're done, have them lay out their pairs of numbers and figure out who was the winner. So if you had 4 pairs and your child had 5 pairs, then they need to figure out that they won because they have more pairs when they're done playing the game. Then you can also move on to, we're going to start figuring out ways to make 10. So how 5 and 5 make 10 and 7 and 3 make 10. So the different combinations of 10. So you can play the game Go Fish using that. So if they have a 7 in their hand, they have to know to ask you for a 3 to make a 10. So that's a really good activity once we start working on those ways to make 10, which is going to be coming up very soon because we've been using our 10s frame, and that's pretty much what we're kind of building the foundation on right now anyway. If they show 5, they need to figure out that they need 5 more to make a 10. Those are combinations of 10. So that is a wonderful game to play. You can play memory. You can flip over the cards and they have to flip over a 6 and a 6 and play a memory game. There are tons of games that you guys can play. If you have Uno, play Uno. Great recognition, also helps with colors. So if those are great games to play. You can play Race to Fill the Cup. If you have a solo cup at home and you have just anything laying, you can use the math manipulators that you have. You can play Race to Fill the Cup. You can use cereal to fill the cup. You can use anything to fill the cup around your house. You just roll a die or flip over a card. So you can flip over a card and you get 6. You're going to put 6 things in the cup. Then the next person will play. They flip over an 8. They're going to put in 8. So they're going to count 1, 2, 3, all the way to 8. Whoever fills their cup up first wins. So those are great games to play. If you need any additional ideas because you've played them all and you need more, please reach out to Ms. Anderson and myself because we just sped through that really fast. So if you need any ideas or any help, please let us know, email us, call us, whatever you need, and we will be there. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy your math games at home and enjoy playing together as a family.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.